Been out scouting a lot of fields over the last week or so. This is Monday, July 13th. Uh, just driving around looking at fields going down the road. Looks like there's going to be a lot of fungicides starting to get applied here over the next week to 10 days. And with my scouting, I have not found a bunch of disease. It is fairly low pressure right now, which is a great thing. We prefer to have less pressure, but there is disease out there. We're finding some gray leaf spot in the lower canopy. As you move north, we are finding some northern corn leaf blight. And in a lot of fields, I can find tar spot. Um, Tar spot isn't progressing high up on the plant yet, but it's out there. And one thing to keep in mind is our fungicides are there to protect the plant from getting disease. And tar spot's definitely one of those, once you start seeing the spots, that disease has been in there for at least 10 days, if not 2 weeks. So uh, you're still doing damage to the leaf structure and leaf material, even though you're not seeing spots. So that's why this timing, I've been recommending that VT to R1 time frame. This looks like they're going to be the perfect time to put your a shot of fungicide on. And with it being the R1 time frame, I would put your premium fungicide on there. Something like the Laurel Complete, run 12 ounces like we've talked in the past. Gives you a lot longer, hopefully a 3 to 4 week protection out there to get you well into the later stages. And hopefully that'll be the last pass you have to do. Another thing to think about with your fungicide application, we have been finding aphids, especially in the southern edge. I have found some in Woodford County. We need to think about, putting an insecticide in with our fungicide. If you're going after aphids themselves, some of the cheap pyrethroids, something like bifenthrin, we get really spotty control from that. Either it works, fairly well or hardly at all. And I don't think we have our heads wrapped around to why those, truly are working or not. If you truly are going to go after aphids, and then they're an issue in your field, so I would say if you walk your field and if you have 3 plants that have more than 50 to 100 aphids on them within 10, you're looking at 30% infection rate from those aphids. We need to treat them with something. Um, One of the best products out there is Savanto Prime, and you run that at a 7 ounce rate. What the positive is something like Savanto is it does not affect the beneficial insects nearly as much as a pyrethroid does. Pyrethroids are good, killing everything out there, but we don't really want to do that in a lot of our fields. We want to make sure some of our beneficials, and the joy of the Savanto is it gives you a lot longer residual because it does get into the plant, and it just goes after those piercing sucking insects like an aphid. So you might not have the quick kill, so you're not going to, you were used to something like Warrior, you'll spray it within a few hours of the day, you're starting seeing death of the insects you're going after. Something like the group 4 Savanto, it takes a little while, but they do stop feeding on those plants within a couple hours of getting that insecticide. It just takes it longer to kill them. So um, it's a little more expensive per acre, but you get 3 to 4 weeks of residual out of it instead of a week to 10 days like some of the pyrethroids. So if you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to reach out. Be glad to talk through options. As always, if you need anything, just let me know. See ya.